Thanks for coming on this week's podcast. This week, we're going to talk about being accountable for your web presence in 2019. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Ken French. My background is working specifically in the accounting and insurance industry. I own a company, Snoozy Incorporated. We do a lot of social media work and website design specifically for accounting and insurance professionals. And long story short, what I've seen over the last 2 years is a steady increase in independent agents and CPAs and accountants kind of coming to me and saying, look, I've had a website for 10 years. I've had a social media presence. I've never really done anything with it. I haven't really kept up with it, but it's never gotten me any results. So I just don't care about it anymore, and I just let it be as it be. And, it kind of got me thinking that, there's a lot of independent professionals out there that their sole goal is to generate leads off these websites and social media presence. We'll call them price shoppers. And in the end, in my opinion, you want your web presence to generate you referrals. And the one thing that I always kind of say is think like a consumer. Someone goes to a holiday party, they're talking, oh, you're turning 65 in a month. You should talk to Bob. He's a guru when it comes to Medicare. Here's his business card. Here's his web address. That consumer then is going to go home. They're not going to blindly call Bob. They're going to do a little homework so they feel comfortable calling Bob. They may go on to Google, put in Bob's name, and certainly what comes up. His website, his Facebook page, his LinkedIn page. If these things look poor, maybe the website doesn't work correctly. Maybe it's not mobile responsive. Maybe you go to the Facebook page and he hasn't posted in 3 years, or you go to his LinkedIn page and there's typos or his picture isn't there. That could cost you a referral. You're never going to know you didn't get that referral. So my point is it's 2019. If you want to be successful and run a good business, it doesn't matter if it's in the insurance industry or if it's in, the private contracting industry. You have to be accountable for your web presence, and you have to start thinking more like a consumer and realize that the consumer is getting a lot more online savvy. Even the baby boomers, most of the baby boomers 10 years ago were in the workforce, if they're not still in the workforce, using computers, using the internet. So my point is that the days of kind of having a website or having a LinkedIn page and just saying, well, yeah, I have those things, but I don't care about them, and that's okay because I don't care about them, it's costing you business. Even though you may not know it, it's happening. So I think the theme of today's podcast is that your web presence is very much like a traditional office used to be. When people come in there, of course, you want it to look professional. You want it to look neat. This is your place of business. You want people to feel comfortable when they enter in there. So your website, your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page, they have to take the place of the office because that's going to be everyone's first impression of how you're doing business. And, as I mentioned, a lot of people, it's part of their system now where they go on to Google, they kind of do a quick little background check to learn about you, and they're going to find these things, even if you don't know how to find them. So that being said, what I suggest for 2019, at least with social media, go into that Facebook business page you haven't looked at in a while. Make sure there's content on there. Make sure you're posting at least once a week, a good educational post, an article, a tip about the products you specialize in. Of course, make sure there's no spelling mistakes. Make sure the links work to your website and that the phone number and address are up to date. You would be surprised how many professionals I'm working with, and I go and I take a look at their website, I take a look at the social media presence. The phone number doesn't work. I mean, can you imagine a consumer doing a background check on you, getting the phone number and saying, all right, I'm going to call them, and then the phone number does not work? I guarantee you're losing that business right there. So little things like that add up over a year, and it could cost you 3 to 5 clients a year. To me, that's a lot of money. So that being said, the days have come and gone where these things are to play with. These things are now serious. Your website, your Facebook page, your LinkedIn page. The consumer will hold you accountable for these items. So it's my suggestion that if you have some time over the holiday season, have some free time, go in there, clean these things up. If you need to talk to a professional, you can certainly talk to myself and my company. We specialize in website design and social media content posting. Just go to snoozy.com to learn more. I appreciate everyone coming on this podcast, and I'll talk to everyone next week. Thanks again. Bye-bye.